And we are live. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the April 29, 2023 episode of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms and catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, subscribe, that bell, and share and support to maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word saint spelled backwards. My co-hosts are today infamous El Pooh. We got Walk. First Lady J is not going to be here today. She's going to be here in spirit. And Brother Floyd X, he will be here, but he'll be checking in a little tardy. So let's get this going. How are you doing this Saturday morning, Brother Walk?
What up? What up? I'm getting it together over here with my stuff. I'm in the NO, baby. Rest in peace to my grandmother. The funeral was great. Beautiful send-off.
Yeah. My condolences.
My condolences. And she lived a great amount of years there. How old?
100.
That is a blessing.
100.
That is a blessing. You get to see generations of your offspring. So salute to that.
Salute.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, and well, we got Brother Floyd here, anyways. But let me start out. El Pooh, how are you doing this morning?
Yes, sir. Blessed and happy to be here.
Brother Floyd X, what's going on?
What up? I'm good, chilling. Also in the New Orleans. Hey, Mr. Walker, can you put some light on you, bro?
Leave me alone real quick. I'm getting it together. I'm just.
He's in progress.
Look like a chocolate M&M.
I know my looks make the show, but
he's here in spirit, sort of like Thursday nights.
Hey, smile so we can see you.
Hey, real quick, I want to show off my shape real quick.
Unapologetically black. Mr. Floyd, Blackity Black X. Salute. So let's get on to it. Let's get into the news. Our first topic, Mr. Harry Belafonte. Now, this person, a legend, not only on the Caribbean music scene, but an activist, a person that's dealt with great legends of our past. This is, a person that wasn't just content with being a celebrity, but a person that was really about, fighting for the struggle. And his music is just a part of American culture. I always think about, one of the biggest scenes in Beetlejuice was basically, his music and that little sequence they did to Deo, the Banana Boat song, that the Brother Wayne made a hit as well. Anybody got anything I want to say about Brother Harry Belafonte?
Yes, I want to say shout out to Harry Belafonte. He was a revolutionary, a true artistic revolutionary who used his talent to fund the civil rights movement. And he continued on throughout his whole life. Basically, once he knew what the fight was, he fought it all the way through. You could say whatever you want to say about him marrying white women and things of that nature, but he was always a part of the struggle throughout his whole entire life.
Unapologetically black.
That's right. That's right. So shout out to Harry Belafonte. Would you say he was 94 or 96 when he passed?
I don't know, but that's another blessing. That's that's a person who's lived long beyond our life expectancy, because it's not too promising for us. That number is pretty low.
Well, I say anybody that goes past 70, you lucky. You are fortunate, in my opinion.
And hopefully you go through it, with your wares about you and your sharpness. It's not a point of just living long, but a long, high quality of life. So I always that's a salute to anybody can pull that off.
That's right.
We also had you was about to say something, El Pooh?
Yeah, just one thing I want to say, man. I want to give this man props because His album Calypso was the first album certified to sell 1 million records.
Wow.
Well, that's some good information. Cool.
So there you go. Hey, there you go, Walker. We appreciate your face showing up. So the ladies will be all right. So then, and then sadly, we had another fatality, Mr. Springer, and I don't know if before Walk says what he has to say, let me just say that this is a person that has had a great impact on American culture. I'm not a big fan of his show. My wife loved the show, and unfortunately, I had to watch it, and I always thought it was such a terrible showcase for humanity. But he was always just a graceful, elegant person in it, intelligent. He never lost his way with all the chaos of his show. He was always a dignified person, and he always had something very uplifting and intelligent to say at the end. And it's my understanding that he really didn't know. He just kind of freestyled those. He wrote those like in the break going into that last segment. So, salute to Mr. Springer. But let me pass this off. What you got to say about this, Brother Walk?
No, well, he had a great career. He also was mayor of Cincinnati. I don't think a lot of people know that. He was mayor of Cincinnati for a few years. But Jerry Springer, the king of black exploitation and buffoonery at the finest. And people on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, black people praising him like he did some great stuff for the black community. It was just buffoonery, but
it was entertainment. It was
entertaining. He made millions. He made millions off that show and never did nothing for the black community.
Well, I don't know about what he did. I don't like saying that type of stuff.
I know he ain't do shit. What you mean?
You ain't editing his every movement. You ain't
nothing.
auditing his every movement, so I can't speak.
Well, I know. You don't know. Say you don't know.
Yeah, Walk.
Hold on, Walk. Say Walk. Mr. Walk. So you can say for a fact he didn't do nothing for the black community.
For a fact. A fact.
And of course, you couldn't possibly know that. So, he's saying it for an opinion.
Look something up. We'll talk about it again on the next show. Nice guy.
That's a valid point. It's a valid point. I salute that. One other thing about Jerry Springer, before he was a mayor, I guess he was a governor or something like that. Or some. I know that wasn't his initial politician foray, but he also was famous for basically having to resign for paying for a prostitute with a check. Think about that.
Sounds familiar.
Paid for a prostitute with a check. But you know what? He recovered, and I respect the great career that he had after that. And he died of pancreatic cancer. That's that silent killer that's been taking a number of people. I want to say his name is Chadwick Boseman, the dude who played the Black Panther. And a lot of these people that are dying of this type of situation, they don't let people know. They just want to live their life without looking at everybody, seeing death in their eyes. And me and El Poo was talking about that. That's kind of a tough decision, but you know what? I think I'm kind of on that part. If I'm going out, I really don't just want to look everybody in the eye and just see death. I just want to reach out and touch people. Steve, the person that worked with him, Steve Wilkos, said that, he hollered at him about a month ago and was like, hey, it was kind of strange. I didn't want to turn him down. So we got together and he was really reflective, stuff that he never did. And he hugged me and he told me he loved me. And it just, he didn't realize it till it was announced that he died, that was his way of saying goodbye. So, when someone reaches out to you and they start telling you, love you and all this other stuff, read the tea leaves, appreciate the people that you can while you have them here.
I think it's one reply though.
Hey, we got a comment from the First Lady, Jay.
I was getting ready to say, she said, do something for the black community. He gave a lot of people 5 minutes of fame.
So we can compare him to Harry Belafonte now. Okay.
We're definitely not doing that.
Come on, let's move on.
All right, so the next, Brother Jamie Foxx. Now, I don't know the full details of what he's going through, but I mean, he's having some type of situation, and I believe I heard that, he had to be resuscitated at some point. So, he's it might have been a stroke, But we're definitely having prayers and concerns for one of our great Black talents. A person that covered everything. He can sing, he can act, he's a comedian, the whole package. So we hope that you get better and our love and a prayer and respect is with you, Brother Fox.
Yeah, very talented brother.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go.
I want to speak on
Jamie. You go ahead.
I want to speak on Jamie Foxx and these talented actors and these people that we see in the media. We take for granted. We think, oh, they just walked in and got rich and now they famous just sitting on their ass. We got to understand and we need to know that these brothers work hard on what they do. A lot of times, some people overwork themselves. The same was with Nick Cannon when he had his situation because they working. When you see him, they got a show over here. He got that music show he does. He's making movies, and we don't even know the other countless things that he's trying to do in the sense of securing wealth for his family. So our prayers are with that brother, and we hope that he get well. And just be mindful that protect your health and understand sometimes it's okay to stop what you're doing and relax and don't overwork yourself.
They are human too, and they were saying that he was filming a movie at the time, and they just got another guy that looked like him and stunt double and continued the movie. See, this was something that I tell a lot of people, like, them jobs don't give a damn about you. Like, even us who work regular jobs, we feel like if I'm not there, it ain't gonna get done. Guess what? It gonna get done without your black ass. So take time out. That's why I'm out here in New Orleans. I had to come down, had to stop everything. We out here had great send off for my grandmother. I got into a little dust up with my cousin boyfriend yesterday. He gave me a little doohickey, but I got mine and I bust my hand on his face. We had a great time though.
Wait a second, y'all had a real fight? I thought y'all was playing around.
Who you talking about? I don't play around. I had a squabble with this little knucklehead. Yeah, I had to dust him up, and he made me spill my drink. I was more mad about that. But I had a nice little doohickey. It kind of went down. I don't know how it went down, but I was like, damn. But we had a great time, all in all.
And one thing about my brother Walk, he is with shit. So, talk your talk with that understanding. He ain't gonna run from no squabbles. So I always salute that about you.
I'm so up here.
But you know what? I, as an adult, I would encourage you to fight less, brother.
Me too, because my whole shoulder hurt. I'm like, damn.
We too old for that, man.
All your life you has to fight.
All things, no exceptions.
Let me say one thing about Jamie Foxx, though. It's a whole lot of rumors going around out there, and they said one of the rumors was that he was supposed to have been working on I think a book. But I know he's been putting a lot of information about not Jamie Foxx, Puffy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, whatever his name is these days. And when you mess with Puffy, people come up dead or in the hospital. So,
Allegedly.
So the next topic.
No, go ahead.
Oh, next topic. Oh, that's right. We're gonna talk about our Lakers. Dylan Brooks was talking all of that trash about, I don't respect nobody unless they give me 40. Well, the Lakers put 40 on your whole team.
So we won last. Did we win the last game?
Oh yeah. We not
they
only
beat them
won,
by 40 points.
We whooped that trick.
Wow. Salute. Yeah.
So they play whoever beats. They play either the Kings or the Golden State next, right?
Yeah. So and they're gonna get some rest. So whoever wins that game, that's gonna be on Sunday. So they're not gonna play at the earliest Tuesday. And sometimes they be trying to stretch it out because the Lakers are like the flagship. So who knows? I don't know if they probably won't try to stretch it out to the whole weekend.
Please be the Kings. Please be the Kings. Please, dear Jesus. White Jesus, help us.
Hey, man, be careful what you ask for, man. Them Kings.
That's what I'm saying.
Who would you rather face, the Kings or Golden State with Steph Curry, the little warlock? I don't think he's human.
Golden State looks Golden State looks very mortal to me. Look at we won our season we won. We had the tiebreaker with Golden State. Golden State is not that issue. Sacramento actually beat us, more than, they won the series during the regular. So, I mean, look, I trust us against anybody. We play like we played yesterday. Ain't nobody handling what happened yesterday, but I know it's not going to be like that all the time, but
Golden Kings, Sacramento Kings. F what y'all talking about. Kings, please.
I'm gonna have to watch the replay of that game because I missed that game.
Oh man,
I was watching the updates. Like, man,
hey, you can go on YouTube at least see the highlights. If nothing else, you can catch that. But yeah, it was great stuff. You got anything about to say about that, El Poo?
Go Lakers.
And since we bring that up, I will acknowledge that this is the NFL draft weekend, so this is a big time if you're a football fan. I mean, my team kind of did some funny drafting, especially in the third round. I hope it works out. You never know. I'll say this: the GM brought up a very interesting point. He goes, "Look, now is the time that we celebrate young people having the opportunity to live their dream, to become so financially independent. This is the time for celebration. They haven't put one foot on the field, on the real field, and that's when we find out, whether somebody was a bust or not. Because you have people picked in the 6th round, 5th round, undrafted people that turn out to be players. So that's to be determined. But we salute. This is a great success for people that dream to be professional football players, and it's happening.
Hey, where Johnny Manziel at?
Canada. Last I heard, he was in Canada. I think he was in Canada playing whatever they got going on up there.
Yeah, Johnny football. Yeah, he was not American football.
He was playing the national old Canada.
You know what? You bring up an important point, and this was like the first 3 quarterbacks chosen were blackety black. So, in fact, the white person wasn't even chosen until the 2nd round. So, it's changing. A lot of people will be scared about taking these black quarterbacks, these project black quarterbacks, and Anthony Richard, all the scuttlebutt was on this guy's a absolute physical freak, but very raw. But that didn't stop him from being selected number 3. So there's definitely been a trend.
I wish I had all my facts together. One of those young quarterbacks that got drafted fired his agent, hired his mother, got a $200 million contract, and paid his mother like $7 million. Whoa!
Oh yeah, that was the Ravens. That was Lamar Jackson. I don't know if his mother really was technically doing negotiating, because they came out. They said, look, if you negotiate with anybody that's not a certified agent, that contract will get voided. So, but she may have had a whole bunch of input and a whole lot of influence. And, I salute that black man's success, even though he plays for the team I hate the most.
Did y'all catch that news clip? I saw something where it said, it was a headline I read. It said Lamar Jackson finessed the NFL by using what's the dude from the Washington, not Washington, but from the Philadelphia Eagles, the brother that just won the almost won the.
Excuse me, you're talking about the quarterback. I can't believe I forgot his name, but because what happened is, he just, I know that's crazy, but he just signed, so he kind of set like what happened was really the dude that went to Cleveland that used to play for the Texans. He was the one that kind of got into the massage trouble. I forgot his name too. Deshaun Watson. He blew up the whole thing because he's got this whole completely guaranteed, deal. So that's just sort of like changed where all the landscape, where all the owners were like, yo, it's bad enough that the quarterback is sucking up that much of the cap, for it to be guaranteed and all this other stuff. So that was the big resistance. But salute to that black man getting that money, getting that bag.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. I'm hoping that I hope he get his money.
Oh no, he got it. He got it. That deal. It actually happened. So he did it. He didn't have he's not paying any money to any agent. He just sliding some money to mama. So it's all good. So what's the next in the news article, or should I say in the news topic? Ralph
Ralph
Yarl.
Yarl.
So we didn't get to this last week. We wanted to talk about it, but this was a brother who was just going to pick up somebody, and he was given an address, and I think the difference was like from like an avenue to a boulevard. Went to the wrong house, and the owner did not say anything, just shot him, and then told him, "You better leave." He shot him in the head, told him, "You better leave," and then shot him some more. So, I mean, I don't know where he was trying to send him. But, this is a situation where, these people with these guns is out of control, and white people, hiding behind black fear. I mean, the fact of the matter is this child just came knocking on your door. Your door was locked. You have a gun. You have no reason to have any fear. You have a responsibility and a burden to investigate and find out what's what first. But this brother survived. He's recovering very well. His mother said, a big part of him died because he was a really sort of like bright personality, and this has been an impact on him, a tamper on his personality. So, but this is his wake up call, and there's a lot of our wake up calls. They keep hiding behind these excuses just to shoot black people, and that's a tragedy.
Yeah, shout out to that brother. He dodged the bullet on that one. He's still alive.
Well, he's still alive. He ain't dodged them bullets. He ate those. He's ate those bullets. Bullet to his head and the bullets to his chest. And
he dodged death.
This dude survived.
Yeah,
amazing.
Salute Ralph Yarl.
Ralph Yarl.
I just want to say, people take this stand your ground thing a little too far, man. That's what it is, and it's really a racial component to it, of course, as always, because he said, "Don't come back around here," or whatever he said. He probably put the N-word on there too, or mumbled it to himself. Who knows what this man was thinking, but I don't think it was that much of a threat. Somebody's behind a locked door. They knocked on your door. You didn't even answer and say, "Who is it?" or "What do you want?" or anything. He could have been a mailman.
A headshot, exactly. A headshot out the gate. And I will say this, I'm definitely on alert when someone comes to my door late at night. I mean, I had a situation. I had a few situations where a person was visiting from Texas. It was him and his sister, and he wanted to go. His sister was at some house party or something like that. So I had to drive him to this place that was like over in like Gardena. It was like blackety black neighborhood at like 2 a.m. and he's like not sure which door, and I'm like, yo, you need to be sure. You go knocking on somebody's door. And he went and knocking on that person's door, and they answered it with a gun. And that's the reality. I mean, I've had people come to my door late at night, and I answer it with a gun too. But I don't point a gun at anybody unless it's go time. But I definitely have it racked and ready when someone's coming to that door late at night. You never know what's going on with these people, but you still have a responsibility to get it right. It's not okay to make those type of mistakes, especially when
we know what it is. It's like, I don't know if you talking around it or not. He was a black dude, and it's an old fart white man, and just bust on him. He saw a black dude, and what it is, people know that they can get away with black murder. People know that in the back of their mind. They can, especially if you're a white dude, that more than likely you're going to get away with it. And that's probably what's going to happen here. He's probably going to use the law because it was his property. He's on his property, and somebody came on his property, and he shot at him. So,
he's not getting away with this. He's not getting away with this. We'll see, but yeah, he's not gonna. Nobody's on his side. Even his grandkids coming out saying, he says a lot of racist stuff, and he says like, look, he watches Fox all day, 24 hours, and they just pump him up with about all this doom and gloom, and they kind of push him over the edge. So that's his own family saying that. So we'll see. You're right. We'll see how this plays out, but I don't think he's gonna be ducking this one.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know about that. Him not getting away with it because the woman that accused Emmett Till back in the 50s just died.
Yeah, that's true.
Old
that's
age.
True. Uh-huh. Yeah, all of them died of natural causes. I think the two dudes died of like cancer or something like that, which isn't a great way to go. But they should have been lynched and strung up or whatever. I mean, she was checking out. She was late. I'm not gonna mince words, she probably should have been smothered. She shouldn't have had the opportunity to go on her own natural way, but it is what it is.
And here's the thing, that's why I like to talk about the Emmett Till murder. That young boy was kidnapped, tortured, They chopped his penis off. They gouged one of his eyeballs out, hit him in the head with an axe, and shot him in the head after he was dead. So, as opposed to dying of old age like they did. So, well, God bless America.
For allegedly whistling.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, and that's my point. When they talk about the good old days, those were our good old days. That was the reality that we were dealing with. So we can't buy your white narrative of how great things used to be. They didn't used to be great for us.
Still ain't.
Still ain't. That's a fact. So next in the news topic.
Is this in the news or this a topic?
Sorry. Next topic, yeah. Because I think we're going to talk about the TV personalities, because this kind of ties into that. The TV personalities that got fired, that was supposed to be in the news. We were talking about that Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon.
Wait. Hold on. Let me say my joke. the Tuck Lemon spectacle. That's the new one.
Wait, what is? Oh Lord.
The Tuck Lemon spectacle. Tucker Carlson got so-called fired or left Fox, and Don Lemon got fired. And it looks like, did we report on this last week, or I thought
no, we didn't get to it. We didn't get to it. We wanted to talk about it, but the reality is, actually, I don't even know if it happened before then. But
yeah, it didn't. But the thing is, John Lemon, I think they got him they double backed on him because what he said to that white lady when he said that you're out of your prime in your 40s. He had a little disagreement with a white co-host, and he got a lot of flack for it. See, he's a gay black man. He thought he was kind of safe where he could say what he wants, but he offended that white woman, and I think they double backed on him and fired him. And another thing is too with Don Lemon, he had a few allegations of sexual harassment against some gay guys. Like he was flirting with some white dude in a bar or something. He had a few lawsuits against him, and it's a few things that built up to this, in my opinion.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson had some lawsuits too of the same like. So, notwithstanding that big defamation, $780 million lawsuit, they with the Dominion that Fox had to eat because of all those election lies, and all the evidence came out where they were talking all of this stuff about the election was stolen, but behind the scene they were like, oh, this is full of BS, that Trump is full of BS. So I mean, that these are the talking heads at Fox, and definitely the chickens came home to roost on respect to Mr. Carlson. But when you mess with people's money, that's when people step up and start to do something about it. So and there's still some other losses. There's still some other people that are coming after Fox. So they cut their losses, but the big scuttlebutt is the fact that he had some discrimination type things. I guess they were allegedly wasn't treating employees right, and that stuff was going to be even more painful for Fox's pocketbook. But on that note,
big personality on Fox as well. And because even though he got fired, he got a lot of people lined up to hire him for some more jobs and things of that nature. Don Lemon, not so much.
No, he's definitely going to have that following. What were you about to say, El Poo?
Yeah, Tucker Carlson was the biggest show on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
His show was the biggest show. He pulled in like 2 or 3 million people a day. So, yeah, he was big time. So for them to lose him was a big loss. But all that money was a big old loss, too.
I mean, it started with Bill O'Reilly. I mean, he took Bill O'Reilly's spot. And what happened was Bill O'Reilly caught a case, caught some flack, and they had to chop him down to get rid of him. The exact same happened with Carl Tucker. What's his name?
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, yeah.
What's the name? Bill O'Reilly, that was a sexual assault case too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because once they start coming after you, they can go after Fox. They can go for punies and all type of stuff. So, like I said, people won't care about you cutting up and saying lies or doing bad things, whatever. But once you start messing with somebody's money, that's when they get real responsible. So that's that situation. But I mean, hey, this is a guy that that it's really about those conspiracies and working old people up. My father loves Tucker Carlson watches. When I go over there, that stuff's playing in the background, and I mean, I told my father, I go, look, there's a reason why all these scam people call you up and really try to go after the old people, because they're more vulnerable to this stuff. They're more susceptible to this stuff. And that's kind of the same situation with, these Fox things, the personalities, not the Fox News is responsible. The Fox personalities are the ones that are irresponsible. But what they're doing is that they're selling you on doom and gloom. It's just like the news. The news is not going to tell you a whole bunch of positive things. It's going to tell you a whole bunch of negative things, because that's what entertains people. And fear is what motivates, particularly old people, and that's probably played a big part of Ralph Carl getting shot, because y'all getting shot. So I'm glad he got fired. I don't want to wish bad on anybody, but this is a dude that's doing bad work in my mind.
I'm pretty sure Sucker Tucker, whatever his name, him and Skin and Lemon, they both going to find some more jobs somewhere. They'll be around.
Yeah, they'll be around. And they're doing pretty well so far. I mean, I'm sure they've saved up after a fashion. This is probably a good shout out time if you want to take care of that.
I don't have a list, so what? Well,
all right. So then let me freestyle it. You can add your ad libs, but we're gonna first shout out to La Brea Trucking. There's no ad lib there, but all right. Keto 2 Music, Rough Riders.
If it was gonna be an ad lib, you would have killed the joke anyway with that.
No, I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you to go. I was giving you your space.
Like, hey, be funny.
I'm just saying, if you got something to say. See, look, who's making this worse? You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Meats in Oakland.
Yep.
Homies Way Car Club. Shout out to brother JC. JC is always in here in spirit, always involved. Executive producer, the inspiration for Focus Up. We want to shout out to Wakusu. That's Wake Up, Clean Up, Stand Up.
That's right. Brother Floyd X and Brother Maurice X up there in Sacramento.
Tunnel Vision.
What up, Tanisha? Thanks for the ride to the airport.
Toppy Woppy.
Toppy Woppy. Buddy Bud Music.
Buddy Bud. So Buddy Bud, come on back to the show, brother. And I'll shout out gobealive.org. Get you some black honey. Good stuff.
And I want to shout the homie Puppet and the homie Little Man and the homie Tuki.
Shout outs. And we thank you. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, notification, that bell. And you can catch us on YouTube. YouTube is the best place to catch us, but you can catch us on many platforms. And we understand that most of you catch us on replay. So if you miss us live, it's okay. As long as you catch us, it's all good and great.
Like, subscribe, hit the ding.
And don't forget about Sex Talk with Walk on Thursday nights at 9 p.m.
Allegedly.
Hey, Walk walks the walk, but he don't talk the talk. But that's all right. He gonna get it straight.
Now, it'll probably come back maybe this week. Had a few things going on. I actually got another certificate. I'm done with school. Now it's time to focus more on the Focus Up show. But yeah, so we're gonna get it right. Sex Talk with Walk.
Right. That's good stuff there.
Got me looking like a rapist or pedophile. That was Walk.
Now we're gonna pivot to the next topic. So we're bringing it up. All right, Brother Pras. Now, we're first going to talk about this. We were going to be talking about the whole Pras snitching thing because, a lot of people are complaining about him snitching, but the position that I take is like, look, Pras has always presented himself as a stand-up rapper. He's not been presented himself as part of that life. So if he's not a criminal element, if he's just, if he's just a civilian, pointing out that some criminal stuff is going on, that's not snitching. However, brother just got convicted of a lot of stuff. So, again, just because you're convicted don't mean you're guilty. But, perhaps perhaps he might be, his hands a little dirty. Perhaps he is a little bit a part of that life. He got convicted for contributing to some conspiracy to some Chinese international funneling money and trying to set up a situation where he could like meet the president, or to downplay some case that started to be developed against this person. But I mean, he said, hey, this was just money. I didn't realize that this stuff was illegal. I'm just trying to connect with this person, and suffice it to say, bam, this brother got hit. He's got hit with some big years that he's being exposed to. So he's kind of messed up that situation.
Let's share a news clip and see what they talk about. I haven't reviewed this news clip, but we're gonna check it out real quick and see what they're talking about.
And before you go into it, let me just say one thing: ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Ooh,
that's a fact.
Just like that. Just like that. Damn.
Jury deliberations begin today in the conspiracy trial against Fuji's rapper Pras. The 1990s hip-hop star is accused of helping a Malaysian businessman gain political influence in the U.S. in exchange for millions of dollars. Closing arguments wrapped last week with lawyers for Michelle arguing that he was unaware that he was acting illegally. Bloomberg senior reporter Matthew Campbell joins us now from Singapore with more.
Now, this was 5 days ago. Did he already get convicted or found guilty?
Well, he got found guilty. So yeah,
he's facing 20 years. And guess who his lawyer is?
The DOJ,
the one
investigating him,
that's
and
right.
also to do with repatriate.
Okay. All right. Let's move away from that.
But
I should have used that in my case. I should have said I didn't know it was illegal to shoot somebody. That's illegal.
I know. I caught a piece of it. They said if it was somebody in America, he wouldn't have got in trouble. But because it was a foreigner, that's the reason he got in trouble, from what I understand.
Yeah, that was the whole thing about it. I mean, you're dealing with a Chinese national, international figure with all of these sort of hyper anti-Chinese things going on and international stuff, and you're basically sort of like connecting. And this reminds me of like 24 or something, a TV show. You never know. You're trying to connect this person with the president. You don't know what type of backdrop or what this person is possibly trying to do, whatever, and you just bring yourself into it. So I mean, he probably should have had some type of spider sense going on. I mean, someone's just paying you millions and millions of dollars just to shake somebody's hand. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's real crazy, and he's gonna be dealing with some real things. So he messed up the whole argument and topic. I want to talk about civilians, because civilians, it ain't snitching with civilians. It's snitching with about people in that life that you're doing that. If you're doing that with, and it's a different creature.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna say like this: if you get arrested for a crime, and the government or the officials come and say, "We can probably help you out if you can, help us out." That's called snitching. If you go for that, that's snitching. I don't know, civilian or not. If you helping the guy, snitching.
Like if you're a victim of a crime and you testify and you're a civilian, like that's not snitching. If you're a little old lady and some dude knocked you upside your head and took your purse and you point him out in court, she's not a snitch. She's not part of that life. But if you're knowingly doing some illegal activities and then you speak on it in court, that's you a rat.
That's the distinction. That's the distinction. Like he said, if you have the exposure to the guilt, as opposed to you basically speaking on something that you know because you didn't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah,
so that's a different situation.
It wasn't Pras an informant? I heard something about he was an informant.
Well, that was the big scuttlebutt. They were like, well, he admitted that he was an FBI informant. But my point is that if he was an FBI informant and he wasn't part of the life, it depends what he was informing him on. But I mean, that's kind of a different creature. I mean, it depends what's being spoken on.
He probably became an informant because they hit him and said, "Look, we got you on your charges right here. If you want to get lesser time, because we're gonna give you 100 years, but we'll give you 20 if you help us out. I don't know how he helped him, but he helped him, obviously.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a
He's
crazy
a stitch.
situation.
Pras is a stitch. Yeah.
Maybe. So we can pivot on to the next topic. You know, hopefully whatever that is, it's still not done. He's gonna appeal it. We'll see how it plays out. But right now he's been found guilty, and he's gonna have to deal with that. Are we going into a recession, and what does that mean? So I did a little bit of research on this about the whole recession thing, and a recession is, you know, when there is when the GDP, the GNP, the gross, I think it's the GNP, the gross national product, that's when it starts to dip, and it's also a function of if it's of employment. If this is being impacted by employment, then therefore you have the components. That's a recession. The fact of the matter is our GDP, GNP, whatever, that's not dipping yet. It's slowing down, and employment is staying steady. We have like a record low unemployment, so we are not in a recession. That's an actual fact.
But doesn't inflation play a role in that too?
It can. It'll. But that's the thing about it. If you have a recession and inflation, then you have something that's called a stagflation, and that's a whole lot worse. So we're dealing with some economic situations, but the fact of the matter is, it's just slowing. It hasn't gone in a downward trend, and most importantly, employment is still, you know, at a record low. So, you know, we're not there yet. But, you know, we are exposed to some stuff, and, you know, of course, you know, because of the politics, the GOP, they're gonna like really doom and gloom because they're supposed to be the fiscal party. They're gonna trump this up. I shouldn't say the word Trump. Sorry to speak his name, but they're gonna bang the table on that because that's gonna be their path to control and getting somebody in the White House. And of course, you know, their guy is gonna be that guy, but I'm not gonna mention his name. But Walk is gonna vote for him. So, you know, you want to say something about that, Walk? He doesn't want to talk. He don't want to talk about it no more. He's on mute.
Yourself?
I know this is what I said because I'm here. You don't have to say what I said. I'm here. What I said was I'm not voting for. If it comes down to Sleepy Joe and Donald Trump, I will vote for Trump. That's what I said.
Yeah,
now here's the question. Wait, watch this. Are we going into a recession, and what does that mean? Yes, we're going into a recession, and what it means is if I owe you money, I'm not paying you back yet.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a recession. But all these banks failing, aren't they about to take over that Republic Bank right now? Because all this recession stuff. So I mean, it looked like they're trying to make it. Go ahead.
I was saying the thing about these banks is these banks are violent. They have sort of like thresholds that they're supposed to function and guidelines and roadways with which they're supposed to do their thing, and they stepping off that path. So they're not an indicator of what's really going on economically as far as the rogue doings of individuals that run these banks. And you just mentioned a bank that doesn't sound like one of the main banks, but I don't know, in different states they got different banks, so that could be like one of the big players. But I mean, if you don't hear this from Chase and Bank of America and Wells Fargo, it's a different creature.
So it's a difference between popular banks and big banks. If I'm not mistaken, they said that the Republic Bank is like the third largest bank. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong.
And that's why I said if it is, then that's the issue. Yeah. But it's also a function of how it's being run. Usually, what's going on with the banks is not so much an issue of recession, of this issue of too many bad loans. Not having enough cash on hand. So that's usually what they're guilty of. And of course, if there's a run on a bank, I don't care how responsible you are. If there's a run on a bank, that's going to bring down any bank. So that's another thing that people you got to be careful not to scare people to go pulling out all their money.
Man, I'll go to the bank Every payday, I pull out all my money. I run on the bank every week.
You got it all in your mattress. You good?
Banks are like roach motels. It's easy to put your money in, but hard to get it out. Real talk.
Word.
It doesn't make no sense because you can deposit $16,000 into the bank, and they'll even tell you, let us know if you want to try to pull more than like X amount of thousands of dollars because we might not have it. They'll tell you we might not even have it. You know, you gotta let us know. But you can put it in there, but it's hard to get it out. That's crazy. And it's all because of this fractional reserve system. And even when Trump got into office, he even kind of laxed whatever, you know,
the threshold.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be 10%. They need to have at least 10% of the deposits that they actually take in. That's all they need to have is just 10%. But they dropped it down to 0, basically. And this is what's going on right now. That's part of what's going on. And also, let's talk about this too. There's a whole lot of technical or technology companies, things like Apple, Twitter, and all these old, you know, tech-based companies that's doing a whole lot of layoffs too. Got, you know, factor that in. And even Disney is doing a whole lot of layoffs. It's a whole lot of major companies laying off a whole lot of people. That's
a lot of people need to understand that the world is changing right before our very eyes. All this change is going on. If you're not paying attention, you're gonna look up and be out of a job and have no idea how to get some money. You know what I'm saying? The world is changing drastically right now.
We spoke on this.
Go to Walmart.
Go ahead.
The Walmart where they self-checkout and all of the food delivery, all this stuff is changing, man. I went to McDonald's the other day and they didn't even want to see me at the car. They're like, "Oh, go to the kiosk over there."
And that's
go down and somebody bring your food. They don't even want to talk to you. Go ahead.
We spoke about this on the Focus Up show a few times. This is automation. It's this changing society. Like not the mother of my son. Like she has not been inside Walmart in 3 years. All she does is order it online, pull up, and they throw it in the car. So, and that's going to be elimination of hundreds of thousands of jobs. Like Walmart is just going to be a store where you go through the drive-through and get your order that you ordered. So get guns, everybody, because it's about to get crucial out here.
Or evolve into an industry that'll survive. You know, that's the thing about it. You have to evolve into an industry that will survive with the changing technologies. What she does with Walmart, that's what we do with Target. I don't go inside Target anymore. Mm-hmm. My wife places an order. You know, I go up there, show them the code, they give me my stuff, I bounce. So yeah, you know, that is the nature of the machine. But you know, some progression is powerful. You know, I love the fact in the legal industry that we're not doing all of these. We're not doing all this traveling for what they call the depositions and for court hearings. That the fact that you can do everything, mediations, the fact that you can do everything now pretty much by Zoom. I mean, we're able to get so much more done because now we don't have to just waste an entire day while the mediator's talking to this side, and now we're just sitting around twiddling their thumbs till they come talk to our side. So now, basically, we're just, office is just being more productive and going. So you just got to adjust with the times. I mean, it is a concern.
They had like how Redbox eliminated Blockbuster, and Uber is eliminating taxis. But see, here's the thing with Uber. I think in about 10 years, Uber will be eliminated. Will just be self-driving cars, and it's going to be the norm. That's my opinion. I think like 10 the next 20 years, that's what it's going to be. And I think it's a good idea because I was pissed about 2 weeks ago. I was going to the bar, and it was raining, and no Ubers or Lyft was accepting any rides. See, that's humans like, oh, I don't want to drive in the rain. See, it's better if it was just a machine. That's more efficient. Yeah, y'all gonna be out of jobs too. That's driving Uber and Lyft talking about they their own boss. No, he ain't your own boss. Like they got their own business.
Hey, but that's a great hustle. That's a great hustle. Amazon and Uber and all that stuff.
Yep.
But
I was getting ready to say this though. I don't even know where a Walmart or a Target is because I use Amazon. I'm serious. It's the greatest thing in the world. Order what you want. And if you got Prime, it comes the next day. Oh man, it's lovely.
Man, it's quick too. They quick with it, man. They are quick with that.
Yeah, my homegirl,
the same day.
Yeah,
It'd be same day shipping.
Yep, same day. That's fact. Yep. When I had ordered my scrubs, I got it that night. It was like I'm like,
what?
That was quick.
Even though I did order some shoes about a month and a half ago, and I ain't heard nothing else about them, but I don't know.
And
was
even
them,
with
Amazon, triple Bs, was them triple Bs? You still waiting on your triple Bs? Yeah.
Big baller brand. Hey, but look, check it out. Even with Amazon, they're gonna have the drones dropping that off. They're just trying to figure out how to perfect it without somebody knocking it out the air.
They're gonna be robbing the hell out of them things.
That's what they're trying to perfect. That's the part they're trying to perfect, where they won't have so many robberies and with the product. So yeah, but it's coming. It's coming. It's here. The future is now.
They're gonna have to work on that because I know some dudes that live over on the east side that raise pigeons, and they raising them just for that right there. Yeah. They'll take care of that.
Oh man, brothers will work real hard to work an angle, man. I've always said you can just use that energy for good, man. Next topic.
Let's jump on that the Good Afternoon Girls. I did a little research on that.
Oh, I'm glad. Let's talk about this. Let's set the table for us, brother.
Good Afternoon Girls. There was a teacher in Indiana. The story I found. A teacher in Indiana who refused to call some transgenders by their names. I guess they changed their name from male or female or whatever, at least two of them. And the court backed him being fired because they said that he made the class environment, what do you call that word?
Hostile?
Uncomfortable?
Hostile environment. Because, not calling that, they feel some type of way. And, so they fired the teacher. And he took it to court. And the court said, yeah, they upheld the firing. So I guess we're gonna speak on that. What's y'all take on shit like that? Should you call a transgender by their name that they say to call them by?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a different story from the story that we were originally talking about. But for this particular one, yes, yeah. I'm always gonna respect. If you want to call your name Muhammad and you was born whatever, I'm gonna call you whatever you want to call. I'll use whatever pronouns you want. That doesn't mean that I view you as what I might consider to be a woman, but I'm gonna still have the respect. I'm gonna use the words that you want to use, and I'm gonna treat you with respect. That's just where I'm always gonna do that.
So it sounds like you're saying you'll respect what they want to be called, but you won't walk into a classroom if it was full of men who transgendered into women. You would not walk in there and say, "Good morning, ladies."
Wait. So if it was sorry. So you said they transgendered into men?
From men transgendered into women.
So
it was a classroom full of them.
So it was a classroom of people that were born men but changed to women. They're saying that yes, if it was appropriate, I would say "Good afternoon, ladies." If they wanted to be identified with that. But with the way things are now, I'd probably stay away from that just because some people are like non-binary. So that's not even a catch-all for everything.
I don't respect none of that crap. Like, I'm not doing that. I might say, "Hey, you," or something, but I'm not going to, if you're not a woman, I'm not calling you no woman. I'm not going to say, "Hey, ma'am, and I know you got a bigger dick than mine." No. That ain't happening. Not that I would know that. I wouldn't know.
The way you didn't even worry about that. He's just saying.
The way you get around all that.
I don't respect that. I don't do that. I don't play into that. If you're a guy and I know you're a man under there, I'm not going to say, "Hey, ma'am." That's ridiculous. And I don't think that guy should have got fired because he probably respecting his views as a God-fearing Christian or whatever his religion. He don't respect it and he's not going to acknowledge it. So I respect. See, you got to respect the other person's right for their views and votes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to accept that if I don't want to call you that. Okay, well, I'm the king of America. Call me your highness. Go, I present myself as a king. Let me say this quick joke that I heard this comedian say. He was going to jail. He said he had a court case. He was going to jail, and then the judge found him guilty. And he said, "Your Honor, I identify as not guilty."
That's funny. That's funny.
El Pooh, what were you about to say?
The way that you get around all that is when you come into a room, you address the room as ladies and gentlemen. That's it.
But remember what Floyd X said? He said it was all transvestites.
That's why you say ladies and possibly gentlemen. That's what
that's going to get you in trouble. But he said they were all one. They were all basically identifying as one gender. So, I mean, I would tend to stay away from genders. You're not going to hear that. I'm not going to. There are times where I look at people and I'm like sitting there thinking, you know, I don't know if that's a male or a female, and I'm not even going to go that route. So, you know.
Well, you just come in and say, hey, good people.
That's exactly. I just like salutations and how to start off the show. That's exactly.
Somebody go sit up like I ain't good.
Look,
exactly.
I got a joke real quick. This is no bashing the gays or transgenders, none of that. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. My daughter asked me, so Dad, if one of your friends came to you and said they no longer identify as a man, what would you say? I said, I would no longer identify as their friend.
Now that was a good one, Jacqueline.
It was just a joke. It's not reality. If a friend of mine said he was a transgender, I'm not going to discriminate against him. I'm not going to cut him off. That was just a joke.
Well, let me ask you that, Floyd X. Could you have a transvestite friend?
If we started out friends, like we went to high school together and things like that, I would accept them as his transgender.
Uh-huh.
But it wouldn't be the same.
He not get invited to the parties or nothing. Let's say you having a party for one of your kids, or you and the wife having an anniversary. Would you invite him? I'm curious. My answer is hell no. You ain't my friend no more, nigga. But
it's tough, bro. It's a tough thing to talk about, and I can't just say a blanket statement of no, because I got some friends who are really my friends. You know what I'm saying? And if they came out as that, I can't just cut them off. It's not easy for me to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like,
yeah, it'd be a non-issue for me. I mean, again, I'm a person of my particular religion, and that's like different than most people. So how am I going to just sit there and pick and choose this violation, that whatever? Look, I understand that my rules are for me. Whatever they do is, as long as they're not like killing no children or raping no children or especially doing nothing ridiculous in my house, you know, then it just kind of is what it is. I mean, we'll probably be clowning that person, be like, look what this fool got on, you know. So I mean, you know, it's but this way, if you come in my house all flamboyant and cutting up and stuff like that, you sign a contract that you might get roasted for it, but I mean, you will be embraced.
They're not off limits to jokes, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, exactly.
Off limits.
Exactly.
Sensitivity, man. I'm on your tail.
That's my position. You come here, you signed the contract. You said I agreed to get roasted for this. I don't need no non-disclaimer agreement or nothing. You walk across that door.
Corey Holcomb said, if he knows somebody gay, they can't take their shoes off in his house.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm like this. Fellas, if you out there, you single and you dating, you gotta be prepared. You can get duped. They got a lot of chicks with D's. So especially the cuter they be. So that's why I only fuck with fat, ugly chicks.
Yeah. Hey, on that note, I'm gonna tie it back to this is my absolute favorite Jerry Springer moment. Where this dude was dating some female and he didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And she brought him on the Jerry Springer show. He brought him on the Jerry Springer show to put him on blast that, you know, that mug was actually a male. And I mean, he was like, yo, you ruined me. He's like, don't you know I'm a thug in them streets? And it was sincere. I mean,
he probably knew, man.
I'm telling you, man, that was the funniest moment ever. So I always will say, as much as I clown that show and tell my wife how trash TV show that was a great TV moment. So I always refer to that. Salute again.
And that reminded me, remember that Jenny Jones, where that dude actually killed that other dude.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
That was years ago.
Hey, Walk, wasn't you on Jerry Springer?
I was on damn, what was that show? Danny Bonaducci.
Richard Bay.
Oh wow.
Oh, Danny Bonaducci?
Danny Bonaducci show.
Okay.
Sex 911. That was the topic.
Damn.
He was on Sex Talk back then. He was sitting in the bed with the film.
You was on that show and you're not even on your own show. What's up?
Hey, my homies clown me for that because she looked so up. But her friends was like, girl, who was that? He looked good.
Oh man.
My niggas clown me for hours. One Punch roasting my ass behind that show, bro. Rest in peace, my nigga One Punch.
And that's how we do. That's how we do. You sign that contract, man. We're gonna use it. We're gonna use that power. But looks like we're at the end of the show. So this is what I want to say. Again, we thank you for watching and ask that you like, subscribe, click that notification, that bell. If ideally catch us on YouTube. But if you can't do it on YouTube, catch us wherever you can catch us. As long as you catch us. You don't got to catch us live, but you just got to catch us. So
let me get back to my New Orleans party and baby out here chopping tunas.
Shout out to the brothers out there. They both in New Orleans, dealing with some somber family stuff. Hey, and keep Walk from fighting. I mean, wow, for really this.
Oh yeah, me and that nigga got a date. I'm out here for 2 more days.
Oh man,
I miss all the action, man. I got up out of there with my wife, and I had to hear about it later. Like, what?
And Big Bro was talking to the dude that they went to the after party because we went to the house turned up by B-Boy, and he was talking. And what you said, our little cousin was like, "Is everything okay?"
She came out because she knew what happened. I didn't know. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? My Floyd." And we was talking. He seemed like a cool dude to me, and I didn't hear nothing about the fight till after you told me about it, man.
And he rushed me from behind. It made me spill my drink. That's why I was like, "Nigga, you owe me a drink, nigga. You owe me a drink."
That's some sucker shit, dude. I would never rush somebody from behind, dude. I mean, square off with somebody face to face. I would never punch somebody in the back of their head. I would never do that shit, bro.
I got mine in though. I got mine in.
Yeah, that's the problem. You pick the right when you do that, because again, it's a violation, and some people will never. The fight ain't over to what they think is over, and sometimes that's an extreme over. So you be careful about.
It was her boyfriend.
You got a picture on the screen.
That's my little cousin. That was her boyfriend. Salute.
All right, salute, fam.
All right.